Imagine waking up tomorrow and stepping outside into complete darkness. No sunrise, no warmth, no light, no sky turning blue. The sun gone. Not for eternity, but just for 24 hours, one full day, without the giant star that powers our entire solar system. What would happen? Would we survive? Would the Earth freeze instantly? Would gravity collapse? Would plants die? Would chaos begin? This isn't science fiction. It's a real scientific thought experiment, and the answers are more shocking than you might think. In this video, we'll explore step by step what would happen if the sun disappeared for just one day, from the first few minutes to the full 24-hour aftermath. We'll dive into the science of sunlight, gravity, climate, ecosystems, and even human psychology. So buckle up, because once the sun goes dark, Earth enters a countdown and the clock is ticking. The first minutes, global shock and darkness. The moment the sun disappears, Earth doesn't even notice at first. Why? Because light from the sun takes exactly 8 minutes and 20 seconds to reach Earth. So even if the sun vanished instantly, we'd still see its light and feel its warmth for a little over 8 minutes. Everything would seem normal, but when those final rays hit, everything changes. Suddenly the sky goes pitch black. Not just like night, deeper, emptier, like someone turned off the universe. The stars appear, yes, but the familiar blue of daytime is gone. The moon, if visible, stops reflecting sunlight. It becomes a dark rock in the sky. The temperature doesn't drop instantly, but the psychological effect on humanity is immediate. Cities would panic. News headlines flash. The sun has disappeared. Social media explodes with confusion, fear, and theories. Airlines would ground their flights. Stock markets would crash. Governments activate emergency protocols. All outdoor solar power? Gone. Traffic signals begin failing, satellites begin drifting into uncertainty, and in cold regions of the planet, like Canada, Russia, or the Arctic, people already start to feel the chill. Meanwhile, plants are affected instantly. Photosynthesis stops. That means no energy intake for plant life. Trees, grass, crops, all go into metabolic shock. It's like the lungs of the planet just stopped breathing. And yet, the biggest threat is still unseen: gravity. Because the sun isn't just a source of light and heat, it's the gravitational anchor of the entire solar system. But again, Earth doesn't fall apart just yet. Just like sunlight, the gravitational pull of the sun takes about 8 minutes to reach Earth. So during those first few moments, we still orbit like nothing happened. But the countdown has started. After those 8 minutes pass, we are no longer held by the sun's gravity. Earth begins to drift into the void of space in a straight line, like a car suddenly thrown off the track. We're now moving without a guide, without an anchor, but it's not a crash, it's silent, inevitable, and cosmic. The disappearance of the sun, even for a short time, triggers a cascade of events so massive, it defies imagination, and we are only minutes in. How fast does Earth cool? So now, the sun has been gone for just under an hour, and the Earth is starting to feel it, literally. Without solar radiation streaming in, the planet begins to cool fast. But it's not instant freezing. Not yet. You see, Earth's atmosphere, oceans, and even the ground retain heat for a while. Like a giant thermal battery, our planet slowly releases the warmth it has absorbed from millions of years of sunlight. In the first 24 hours, global temperatures would drop by around 5 to 10 degrees Celsius, depending on location. Cities near the equator, still bearable, but near the poles, already getting dangerously cold. By the end of day one, some northern regions would start dipping below freezing. Frost creeps in the streets. Pipes begin to burst. Animals, birds, insects, all begin to panic. Remember, plants can't photosynthesize anymore. That means the food chain is already under pressure. And without sunlight, no evaporation means no rainfall, which starts affecting water cycles almost immediately. And then there's electricity. Many countries rely on solar power for parts of their grid. Without the sun, solar panels produce nothing. Battery reserves start to drain. Hospitals switch to emergency power. Data centers begin shedding non-essential loads. Communication systems weaken. And human psychology? That's a whole other level. People begin reporting extreme anxiety, disorientation, insomnia, a response to the lack of daylight. The circadian rhythm, which controls our sleep-wake cycle, is directly synced to the presence of sunlight. Without it, your body doesn't know when to rest or when to wake. It's chaos on a molecular level. And the worst part? This is only one day. But with every hour that passes in darkness, the longer-term threats become more real. We're hurtling into space. The air is getting colder. The planet is shutting down. And still no sign of the sun. Do we start floating? All right, let's pause for a second. We've talked about the cold. We've talked about the darkness. But now, let's talk about something even more terrifying. Gravity. Or rather, the lack of it. You see, the sun doesn't just light up our world. It keeps it in orbit. It's like the anchor at the center of a massive cosmic merry-go-round. And Earth? We're one of the kids holding on to the ropes. But what happens if that anchor is suddenly cut loose? Here's the answer. Earth doesn't fall toward the sun. It doesn't flip or crash into other planets. Instead, it starts to drift. The moment the sun disappears and its gravitational pull with it, Earth flies off its orbital track in a straight line, following the exact path it was heading in at the moment gravity vanished. Think of it like swinging a ball on a string. As long as you're spinning it, the ball follows a circle. But cut the string, the ball flies straight into space. So now Earth is doing just that, moving at nearly 30 kilometers per second into interstellar darkness. We wouldn't feel it. There's no sudden jerk, no earthquake. But make no mistake, we are now a rogue planet completely untethered from our solar system. Satellites in orbit around Earth. They'd continue circling us, but any spacecraft that relied on the sun's position or gravity, totally lost. Space probes like Voyager and the James Webb Space Telescope would need immediate recalibration, or they'd be gone for good. The moon, however, stays with us. Why? Because it orbits Earth, not the sun. So as Earth drifts through space, the moon drifts along like a loyal companion. But here's the chilling part. Without the sun's gravitational force, the entire solar system begins to unravel. Planets start veering off course. Asteroids lose their paths. The balance of everything, Mercury to Neptune, is shattered. Now back on Earth, as we drift through the cosmos, things get more dangerous by the minute. Not because of explosions or fire, but because of the opposite. Stillness, emptiness, isolation. We're no longer in a controlled, warm, sunlit orbit. We are now a frozen rock floating alone in a vast, dark void. And it's only been 12 hours. We still have half a day left without the sun. But the scariest part isn't the physics. It's what happens next when life systems begin to collapse. Can Earth bounce back? 24 hours, one full day, no sun, no gravity from the center of the solar system, just cold, dark, drifting silence. At this point, Earth is no longer the planet we once knew. Temperatures have plummeted. On average, the surface has dropped to nearly the 17 degrees Celsius, colder than most winter nights in Antarctica. Tropical zones are now freezing. Colder regions? Unlivable without extreme heating. Most natural heat sources like solar-heated lakes, air, and soil are gone. Only geothermal energy from deep within the Earth keeps some warmth alive, but only underground. The surface is becoming a barren, icy desert. Meanwhile, entire ecosystems are collapsing. Plants can no longer photosynthesize. Oxygen levels remain stable for now, but the entire food web is under threat. Pollinators like bees begin to die off. Herbivores are disoriented. Predators are starving. Even deep ocean ecosystems start feeling the effects as surface temperatures crash. Humans? They're scared, huddled indoors, using up emergency supplies and backup power. In wealthy nations, power grids may still function, briefly on fossil fuels and nuclear. But in rural areas or poor countries, darkness rules. Psychologically, the impact is brutal. No sunrise, no blue sky, just eternal night. Sleep cycles are broken, mental health spirals, panic rises. People are asking the same question over and over again. Will the sun ever return? Now here's the twist. In this scenario, we said the sun disappears for just one day. So after 24 hours, the unthinkable happens. It returns. Without warning, the sun blinks back into existence, as if nothing happened. Within 8 minutes, sunlight begins streaming back to Earth. The black sky turns deep blue. Temperatures begin to rise. Photosynthesis restarts. Solar panels come back to life. Birds chirp, confused but alive. But here's the catch. While the sun may be back, Earth is no longer in orbit. We've drifted millions of kilometers away. It would take thousands of years and extraordinary luck for Earth to fall back into a stable orbit around the sun again. Unless we correct our path, we'll just keep drifting through space. And while Earth may slowly warm up, life will never fully return to normal. Ecosystems would take centuries to recover. Species extinction would skyrocket. Crops would fail. Global systems would collapse. Humanity? We might survive underground, but we'll never forget the day our sky went dark. So, what does this cosmic horror story teach us? It reminds us just how fragile life on Earth truly is, how deeply we depend on that one star in the sky, not just for warmth and light, but for orbit, oxygen, agriculture, and every breath we take. We often take the sun for granted, but without it, we're just another rock floating in space. So next time you step outside and feel the sunlight on your face, remember that warmth is not just heat, it's life.